Hey guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel. I know it's been a little bit over 2 weeks, almost 3 weeks since I posted a video. And I say it's been 3 weeks because I've been kind of pulled away from the shop, doing some other things, and then also installed some lights up here. So no more wind noise, some good lighting. So just trying to make sure that the video quality going out is as best as it can be with what we have. Engine bay still looks good, so we're gonna hop back into it, really start cranking out the videos here pretty soon, and get ready for first fire, because that's the ultimate goal, is to have this truck down the road running, starting, revving, and before my birthday, which is in June. So that's the goal. So we're gonna get this knocked out. We are back in the shop working on the second gen project. As you can see in last video, we got the fenders installed and we actually have an engine bay. But next up on the list is to knock out the fuse box harness and all of this electrical. So we got our work cut out for us. This is going to be a trial and error kind of install, as I am just going to lay it out on the engine and start running the wires and see what we have available to connect. If not, we'll keep the painter's tape with the tag on there to tell me what it is. So this is going to be a video just kind of following along as I find stuff that I need to explain working through the engine bay, then I will. But here we are, and you can see this is where the fuse box is going to sit, and then it's just going to wrap back this way, one side of it, back through the firewall over here, and then the other side will split, and it'll come in front, around the front clip, over here to the passenger side headlight. But that's where we're at. As you can see, this is just a big tangled mess, but things are labeled, and the fuse box is cleaned up. And then we have all wires. So once we have the fuse box installed, we'll just lay all the wires over the valve cover, and then we'll start routing them. We do have Noah's truck outside to reference, so that'll make things a little bit easier, but we have a lot of work ahead of us. This will more than likely be like a cross 2 days, span 2 days of work in this video, but we'll get it knocked out, we'll get it installed, and we'll kind of see where we're at, if we're ready to, you know, install a battery and see if we have key on power or not. Ideally, that would be, you know, where we want to be after installing this harness, because that's the last thing we have electrical-wise. But right now, we're going to go ahead and just see where everything lays, how everything falls, and, you know, go from there and just work our way one connection harness at a time. So stay tuned, and we're going to get this wiring harness knocked out, and I'm going to put you on a tripod, and we're going to go from there. All right, so there's a time lapse of at least starting on the wiring harness. Quick little update. As you can see, it looks like a mess, but as far as the driver's side right here, stand up here on the stool, we got our brake ABS module hooked up. We got our brake valve system hooked up right here. We have this harness ran. Haven't cut the ends off the zip ties, but you can kind of see we got everything ran into the cab. And then we have this back harness that goes alongside the cowl that hooks into your engine harness ran. So now we're just gonna work on this front side. And then we still have everything right here left, but honestly, not too bad. And then we have this little harness that goes back for your windshield wipers, and then also your hood light harness that runs out the side of your fender. But things are kind of lining up a little bit better than I thought. Some tight fitment as far as running this harness. I don't know if you can see that back there. Let's see. This harness right here, running that underneath your ABS bracket right there, but not too bad. We'll come back out here and we'll keep chugging away, getting everything kind of just plugged up and ran. And then once we get over here, we'll start working on the PCM. But at the rate we're going, we should be able to finish tonight. I don't know. We may just want to tackle this side first, and then tomorrow night we'll knock that side out. I killed a spider with my bare hands. Okay. That's how it's ran. All right, but so these two clip on there somehow, like this maybe. This is the bigger one on top, but the white clip. I'm thinking so.
Yes, it is.
Okay. And then it goes like that right there, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, guys, so quick little update. We did find a stopping point. Here's where we're at. All right, as you can see, we have our engine harness and our fuse box harness or PCM harness connected now on the back of the firewall. We do have our zip ties pushed in there, good to go. Haven't cut them off yet, but that's where we're at. Then we have our wiring going back down to our transmission, and then the frame harness that runs back to the taillights. And then here is one thing that looks a little messy right now that we'll have to clean up is this is our relay and our fuse right here for the lift pump, and we need to clean that up, but everything else looks pretty good. So we have this right here running our driver's side headlight, and then also the ground for almost all these. This goes up to your battery for your lift pump. And then we have the front frame or the front clip harness running down here for your passenger side. And then tomorrow, we'll go ahead and start working on the PCM plugs and everything and mounting the PCM right here. But overall, good progress tonight. Pretty smooth install. Just take your time, trace the wires, and then find out the best or figure out the best way that they run without kinking it. And they kind of have a natural bend to it with it being on a truck for 20 years, 22 years. So overall, that's where we're at. I'm gonna come back down tomorrow, finish up the rest of this video. All right, guys, so we're back down in the shop. It's the next day. And where we left off was we needed to start looking at how we're gonna install the PCM and look at where the rest of this cowl harness is gonna kind of line up. plug in, and then what we have left here on the front, and then also look at how we're going to start grounding out this harness with all these loose wires that don't have an end on them. But over here we do have the PCM. We have this ground wire, we have the 3 screws that hold it on, and then here's the PCM. So this PCM is good. It wasn't throwing any codes, so, and it does look like from the previous owner this is a reserviced one, so we're just gonna go back with it for now and see where we're at. But we're gonna go ahead and start knocking out the PCM and then kind of go from there and work on this side of the engine harness. All right, so here's where we're at. We got everything kind of plugged in right here. Got it ran up here. We'll be sure to put some heat wrap for everything up here on the cowl that's getting close to the turbo. And then we have wires ran alongside the ender part of the fender. And then kind of everything zip tied. It looks messy with our oil feed and then also all this right here, but as of right now that's kind of where we're at. We have this connected. This won't have a battery on this side, so we'll have to get the battery delete cables and cross everything back over. But here she is. Now the next step is to go ahead and go back over to the other side. We still have this to deal with, but not worried about it. And up underneath the truck, we got to start running everything that goes to the transmission. We got to hook up the frame harness to this and then figure out where this one goes. So we're gonna work underneath the truck right now and then get everything kind of plugged in, make sure we can find where everything's going, and then we should be okay. And then we'll probably call it a video from there. But just a lot of leftover plugs that we got to kind of deal with as we put the truck more together, in terms of throwing in the battery cables, the batteries, and then also the hood and things of that nature. Some of the cables, some of the wiring goes up in here to the wiper box, but that's where we're at right now. And then we got to get our 2 big hot and ground cables that run and power our fuse box and our TIP'em. But as right now, that's where we're at. Gonna go ahead and start cutting these off and moving right along. All right, so as you can see, we're up under the truck and we got everything kind of hooked up. This is wiring for coming back off the frame and then also for your lift pump. But you can see right here, this is kind of how we did it. Push zip tie right here, get this all sucked up to the frame where it's not going to go anywhere. There's a little bit of extra lead everywhere. I did not want to put it on the same side as the drive shaft, so if this does fall, it doesn't get wrapped around this. So zip tied it right here as well, so they're running together, and then zip tied it to part of the frame or the body right there. But the only one that I don't know where it goes is this single little red cable, so I got to figure out where that's going. But as you can see back up there, we have the transmission and the transfer case connections. There's the wire right there, and then you can look up under here, and that's how everything's flowing down from the engine bay. But looks clean under here. As you can see, we'll go back, do a quick little overview, and that's gonna round out this video. So here it is, the way it sits. We got to get a battery box for it, a battery, and then we got to start getting our crossover cables. Really just one that's going to go to our alternator, and then we're deleting the batteries on this side. But here's the way it's running right now. We'll do a little bit better wire tuck. I kind of want to run this on the inside of this and make the connection here, make it look cleaner. And then as you see, we still have the headlights and everything that we need to plug up. But as of right now, here it is. Everything that we could install and plug in is done. So huge progress. We still need to work on the inside of the cab, get everything connected there. So the dash of the truck is connected into here. But as of right now, looking really good and starting to feel the progress be made to first fire. So that's going to round out this video. A lot of work being done in this video. Not much how-to, just really knocking out this electrical process of getting this truck all wired up. But that's how she sits. And don't forget to subscribe, share this where you talk diesel, and click that thumbs up. Hope you enjoyed the video. We'll catch you in the next one, and Foss out.